Good afternoon, beautiful people. Welcome to Kate's Space. Welcome to my channel here in Hawke's Bay, New Zealand. If you're new, thanks so much for joining us, and hi to everybody else. I've got a couple of journal flip throughs. They're Christmas journals. I've been working really hard on getting these done, so I'll film them separately and keep them short, and then you can watch them in your own time, and maybe if anyone's interested in purchasing these journals, they can have a proper look here, and also it's for my own record. So this one here, I made the cover probably two Christmases ago. It'll be 3 Christmases ago when this Christmas happens, and it sat around, and then last Christmas I filled it, and I'm pretty sure on my Instagram there's photos of it, but it still never got finished. And then this year I decided I'm going to finish this. So I've added a bit more gold to the front and on the ridges, not so much on the back. So it's painted, made from scratch. This book measures 22 centimeters by 15. It has about a 2.5 inch spine, quite a big spine, 6.5 to 7 centimeters. It has 7 signatures, and each signature has about 7 pages, which adds up to nearly 200 pages altogether. Most of the digitals in here are by Ruby and Pearl, her Christmas kits from last year. Yeah, so anyway, we open the cover. I use some lace across the back of the spine, and that's come out here. And I've used a greeting card at the front, and there's some ephemera in there. Handmade ephemera. So that's a vintage greeting card. This is some pages out of a vintage book, vintage children's book, telling a little bit of the Christmas. It's got a Christmas poem in it, bit of a snippet here. Attached to this page is a little bit of handmade ephemera that's backed onto some very old tatty music paper, and some seam binding, a little bit of texture paste on this invoice, which is obviously a digital, not original. There's some tea stain paper throughout. Excuse me, I'm going to just center this up a bit. Tea stain paper throughout, more of the lace, and the digitals are coffee stained on the back. Some vintage book page that was gifted to me. That's from Lynn. Thanks, Lynn. Hi, Lynn. No Christmas journal is complete without a bell, in my opinion. A little tuck spot pocket here with a, again, handmade ephemera in here. It's the center of the first signature. Lots and lots of writing space and space for photos and art, as is usual with my journals. And there's a little tuck spot here. This doesn't quite, yep. So there's a tuck spot there, and this is the other side of that vintage card. And also there's a little piece of ephemera in here, which on the back folds over, and there's a little holy card in the back of there. A little snippet of old laces and things, and this opens up to an 1800s book page and some music, pianola music paper. This is painter's masking paper, some old ledger, some more from that, it's called the Girl's Own paper from the late 1800s, and I've printed on that. This flips open. Little tuck spot here with some ephemera in it, which is printed front and back. Some old note paper, more trim down the side of this page, some coffee dyed or tea dyed paper, and the other side of that vintage book page, and the other side of that ledger with a bit of texture stenciling on it, texture paste stenciling. This page also flips out with that note paper on there, and a little decoration there. extended this page with some of the pianola roll I've got, which is Silent Night. Some beautiful gold trim on there. Some old music paper with a couple of little items in here. This is a little photo which I've cut around the decal scissors. That's a digital, not an original, and this is from my Flowers, very old Flowers birthday book, and it's from December, and I love that little image there. I came across that one. Oh, I didn't even know that was in that book, and I thought that would go in there perfectly. This is called butter paper, which is like a very light tracing paper. Quite grungy with the coffee that's come through to the other side of the digital. This is a tag I made, which I posted on Instagram. It's quite a tall tag, and it's backed with some just lightly tea-dyed sort of sketch paper, sort of a heavier paper. And that is on that side of there, and that's a holy card, digital. So just a little handmade card. This card that I've used a lot in these two journals is actually genuinely look like that. It's old, and it's got that beautiful aging to it, which I'll be sad when I've used it all up. Here I've just clipped this, pinned this piece of beautiful trim. This was gifted to me by Jodie Lloyd Webb. And a pocket here, I've put another little handmade tag, which is on some cotton rag handmade paper, and a little journaling card, which is backed with a digital. More trim. Sits quite flat, and if you take everything out of it, it will have room for a bit of growth. Yeah, so you can kind of see the lace here between the signatures. Some more of that beautiful old book, which is, I feel like it's a little bit of a, might have a little bit of a cotton rag in it. This one opens up, and there's this belly band type thing. Belly band, it goes straight through, it goes right through, but it's not in the center of the page. Tuck spot. And this card that I've made with beautiful Swiss dot fabric over the top, and again it's on that beautiful sort of cotton handmade paper, which again I'll be sad when that's gone too. That was a great find in a charity shop or thrift shop. Silent Night, I guess we could call this Silent Night, because I think the digital kit I've used is called Silent Night, though I've mixed them up. There's two and I've used them both. But that's out of an old book. That's wallpaper, digital, and some pom-poms, because who doesn't love pom-poms? I know some people don't, but I do. Some more sort of old ledger book. Some more from that beautiful book, and there's some room to write here or decorate. On the other side, and in here again, backed with that same beautiful paper, is this piece of ephemera that I've made, and I've made a little up tuck. On the back of that is some beautiful old document, a book out of the Flower Fairy book, the Christmas Tree Fairy. Some more old note paper from a little notebook. This one here is the same, sort of, I've used it a lot, but this time it's printed onto some old music paper. Some more of the painter's masking tape. Here is an old music book cover that I've turned into an envelope that you can pop things in. I love this red on here. Again, some more of that beautiful old book page. It is quite delicate, but it is so beautiful. And here it says Christmas in Italy, so it seemed to work for me. Some vintage wallpaper. Genuine vintage postcard with these beautiful red flowers. It's embossed. From Leslie to Neil. No date on that, but it's old. You know, it's very old. Some more digital with the tea staining on the back, or coffee staining. Another of the images from the kit that's printed. I've printed that onto tracing paper, so it's really translucent. This is a heavier kind of, I guess, drawing pad paper with the holes. This again, this image, this dotted image, this is printed onto some very old book page, which I love the red, pop of red on there. Some reindeer in the centre of here and a little stitch snippet. Oh, we've got something clipped here. Oh, I need to pop, I will pop something in this. This is actually a floating pocket, which I've made. And I will pop some little surprises in there for if anyone buys this. This is an original vintage or probably antique Christmas card that I've included. It's French. I don't know what the date is on it, the year, but it's old. And actually, if you feel it, it's like, I don't know what that's called. It's like fluffy. Anyway, it might be a New Year's card, but I liked it. Beautiful stripes with a little bit of trim. An old invoice, digital. This beautiful lace, which I now have none left of, sadly. And in here is a little piece of ephemera that I've made. I've just tied some string around there. And it's made with some old paper with writing on it and this old music transcript paper, and then I've tucked this little image in. Oh, and on the back of here is some of my dyeing that I did. So there's some little snowflakes on the back of there with on the back of that tea stain paper. I thought that was cute. And then another image on this side as well. Tucks in there. This is some of that texture paste that puffs up. It's like a goldy, dark gold colour. Some music page cover, this beautiful kind of yellowy gold, which I thought went well. And another piece of ephemera that I've made that you can write on the back. This lovely image with the little story / poem here. Another piece of ephemera from the digital Ruby and Pearl digital kit, and on the back of that I put some very old grungy music book cover, a little stamp, and on the back of here is also another piece of digital kit, and you can see the snowflakes on the back of that tea stain paper too. I like how they turned out. Some more of that wallpaper, but printed onto some ledger. And that's some of that invoice and the striped paper there, the lovely candy stripe, and then this image on the back. So that's Silent Night, and she's closed by this piece of sort of crocheted trim, because I wasn't sure how to do a closure, so that can grow. And there's this tag as well that I made that I haven't popped in. Yeah, so that's that one. Lovely red, greens and golds, very traditional Christmas. I hope you like it. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again really soon in the next flip through. Bye.